Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Wilson. This is Mr. GWS Gadgets Worth Searching, and today, in my opinion, I'm going to talk about the foldable smartphones. In my thoughts that, foldable smartphones may not be ready for prime time. Yes, they during the Mobile World Congress last few weeks ago, they announced, Samsung announced the Galaxy Fold, and of course the Huawei also really announced their foldable smartphone called the Huawei Mate X, not Huawei Mate 10 by the way, because it might be confused with one another. Mate 10 is already officially have a name, but the Huawei Mate X is the one with the first foldable, and of course their 5G smartphone. But in my opinion, they aren't ready yet. But I would still think Samsung is the much practical one because it closes like a clip folder. When you open up, it's a full 4 to 3-inch display, while the Huawei one is another way out. It's like it's fold and it's like open here. But as for this one, it's another way around. It's like it's closing, and while the Huawei Mate X is in outward. When you fold, it's much easier to flip in between the regular screen to the full screen. And of course, the Huawei Mate X, yes, the Huawei Mate X is much more practical one. But Samsung Fold, in my thoughts, is still a better protection, against one another, because both phones have their positives and negatives, and both phones, they what they are made of. It's a plastic screen, because in order to fold you have to make out of plastic, unless in between there's a plastic around it, and the other two corners, in the corner has to be plastic, and the other two sides can be glass or something. But I think both are entirely, as far as I'm concerned regarding the screen, is entirely plastic, which is better protection, not easy to shatter because it's plastic, but at the same time it's also very easy to scratch no matter how you look at it. So the first beta product is, I would guess, is kind of full of compromises, especially their phones is crazy expensive. The Galaxy Fold from Samsung, which also has a 512 gigs, that's just like the Huawei Mate X, it costs nearly $2,000, while the Huawei Mate X, with of course the 512 gig version, I think that one also costs over 2,000 euros. I think 25 or 2,600 euros, which is roughly over 3,000 US dollars, since they most likely, the US market most likely look down on Huawei brand, because what happened to the trade war between the US and China. So yeah, I think both phones have their good and bad, but at the same time they both also very expensive. I don't think they are ready for prime time yet. But and I saw another great phone which released over the weekend, which is Vivo Nex. They have the version 2. It's not Vivo Nex 2, but rather it is called the Vivo Nex Dual Display Edition. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. I think that one is a much more practical one than the other two foldable smartphones, and I guess in Singapore it costs $1,100. It's still way cheaper than the other two foldable smartphones, and I think you can flip in between the small display and the big display, regarding how you look at it. And the front, there's no cameras because it relies on the back, and of course on the back there's also a display as well. So I would guess the Vivo Nex Dual Display Edition is a much more simpler, and it also cheaper, and I also guess it's not great as well. It has a 10 gigs of RAM, last year Snapdragon 845, and 128 gigs of storage, no micro SD card, and of course there's a headphone jack, there's an in-display fingerprint scanner. Both displays are using AMOLED display from Samsung quality. That means their quality is quite good as well. So yeah, what do you talk about the foldable smartphone like the Galaxy Fold or even the Huawei Mate 10? I guess both are alright, but at the same time both are expensive. And of course the Vivo Next over the weekend, I'm not very sure whether around the area they display the demo sets, because during the weekend they only display at around Tampines Mall, which is all three telcos available, Singtel, M1, StarHub. Yes, just to keep that in mind that Vivo isn't sponsored by this video. This is just my thoughts, and I would guess the Vivo Next Dual Display Edition is a pretty solid one if you don't want to fork out so many money for a foldable smartphone, since foldable smartphone isn't out on the market yet. What do you think about the Vivo Next Dual Display Edition or even the foldable smartphones? Leave your comments below. This is Mr. GWS signing off. Follow on my social network, and thanks for watching.